sewing friends, and welcome to the 2024 Brie Michelle Maids Awards, where I, Brianna Michelle, will award my favorite and not so favorite, most outstanding makes of the year, some made-up silly awards as I recap some of my making triumphs and failures for 2024. Every year I like to round up the things that I have made. I keep a very detailed, very nerdy spreadsheet with everything that I've made and how I feel about it, what materials I used, how much it cost, all of that. And at the end of the year, it is very nice for me to reflect on it a little bit. And yes, this year, taking it to a silly level to decide what most outstanding makes of the year were for me in 2024. So not only will I be awarding a bronze, silver, and gold for overall favorite for this year, but I will also be introducing some silly awards as well. And the categories are the Andrea Award for biggest disappointment. That was my Devil Wears Prada impression. The hardest lesson learned. Best challenge. Pleasant surprise. Basic bitch. Wish come true, and enemies to lovers. And the nominees are a short-sleeved 70s-inspired Helmy blouse in a Liberty Tana lawn, the sewing community cult favorite, the Anthea blouse in a crinkle cotton lawn, a newcomer, fresh off the machine, yet to be washed, the Seamwork Goldie in an Ecovero Viscose jersey, an ultra-cozy Hive sweater in a Furback poly-cotton sweatshirt, the much-anticipated, by me, midi skirt, it's the Holyoke in a denim look tencel twill. A Natalie skirt in a khaki wool, but with a twist. She's got a full lining and an elasticated waist. A strappy, sassy Reynolds hack in a viscose satin. And refashioned from a gift from a friend. Is this Lady McElroy Meg dress a faux pas or a fave? We're seeing red with this True Bias Brynn in a rib knit. And the reason for this silly award show format, I really just wanted to wear this dress again. It is a mashup of the Shay and the Meg dress that I wore to the Taylor Swift concert and had to wear again. Our first award this evening is the Andrea Award for biggest disappointment. As Miranda Priestley would say, it's a disappointment because I had very high hopes. This is the Anthea blouse that I made in a Japanese crinkle cotton lawn. It was a souvenir from one of my trips to Portland. I think this was 2 years ago. And I was so excited, and I'd even tried on a sample of the Anthea blouse, made sure that I was making it in the right size, that it was going to fit. And then I made it and it doesn't. It doesn't fit. I don't know what happened, but the neckline is huge and it's just like, it falls off of me. It's not wearable at all. I don't think that I'm like prudish or shy about showing like this area of my chest, but this like falls off of me and it is indecent and it's not something I can wear. I hope a little bit, like maybe what I could do is unpick the binding and like do some gathering to cinch it in, but like this neckline is so wide and I don't know how that happened. But yeah, biggest disappointment. The next award is for hardest lesson learned. And the winner is this Holyoke skirt from Cashmerette. This skirt turned out exactly how I wanted. It's absolutely, from idea to finished product, exactly what I thought it would be. And I did not like it. I kind of hate it, actually. It makes me feel very dowdy and very old-fashioned. I think the combination of like my features plus how soft this is, it just really doesn't work for me. It looks great. And this is where the lesson comes in, is that on paper, something can hit all the marks, and then actually on the body, it's not it. So if this were just about, if it was anyone with my body type on the street wearing this, they would look amazing. But for me, it just like does not feel right. And looking at it, I'm like, this is every piece of like conventional fashion advice that I have ever received. So like for my body type, I have a larger bust, soft shoulders, and then very like narrow hips. And everything that I have ever read is like, you need to balance your proportions. So wear a full skirt on the bottom, something that brings in the waist and balances like my larger top. And that is exactly what this does. It looks very proportioned. It looks very hourglass. And I don't like it. Like, and that's when I realized like, I don't really need anyone else to tell me to be hourglass. That's not the shape that I have. Sure, like I can manipulate my shape in garments like this to look more hourglass, to bring balance, to make up for my chest as if that is like it's some terrible thing. And that's exactly what this skirt does. And I don't like it. It makes me feel not nice. I don't know. I can't exactly pinpoint how, like, what. It feels really feminine. I wear other feminine things. I'm wearing a sparkly dress right now and I love it. But something about this just like does not work. And yeah, the lesson again here was like, I'm not listening to conventional style advice anymore at all. It is kind of a thing that trends and fashion advice and just a lot of other things like told me that I needed, that a denim midi skirt would be so versatile and I would use it so much in my wardrobe. I do not. And actually, I was washing this to list it on Vinted. I was going to sell it, and then my wash machine ripped it. Yeah, so here and here with the buttons. So now I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it. I think I could repair the holes in here and then shorten it, and I might like it better. But as it stands now, this was a total flop for me, and yeah, it was a good lesson to learn, but a big disappointment because I spent a lot of hours on this with all the top stitching and the belt loops and the pockets, and this fabric was not great to work with. So it's disappointing, but lessons learned. The next award is for Best Challenge, and the winner is the Allie Olson Hive sweater. This was so fun to make. I actually like immediately went out and made another one of these as soon as I finished this one. It is so fun with the funnel neck here with this like yoke insert. It was tricky, but the instructions were really good. I watched a really good video from Tomcat Stitchery on how to like really neatly insert these guys. I ended up going a step further and basically like lining, so I don't have any top stitching along the zipper. It was a challenge, but it was really, really fun to sew, and I really just enjoyed making this sweater. I wear it all the time. It is showing some of that wear. I made this in January, so yeah, and like I wore this even through the summer on chilly nights. It's gotten a lot of washing, a lot of wearing, and you are starting to see that, so I might make another one sometime soon. So winner for Best Challenge. Our next award is, what a pleasant surprise! And the winner is the True Bias Brynn dress in this wine-colored rib knit. I did not go into this project thinking I would like this dress. I was like, I will try something new, but most likely I'm not gonna like it. It's very form-fitting all the way down. And if I hate it, I probably will. I'll just chop it into a top and I'll wear it with jeans. I ended up loving it. It is so soft and comfy, and I ended up really liking the shape on me. I reach for this dress all the time. I literally had to pull it out of the laundry in order to show it today because yeah, it's covered in cat hair and butter. I have to do some stain remover there. Yeah, I love this. I don't know that I'll make another one. It's very low cut, so I do wear like a little tank top, a little slip underneath. I have tried to raise the neckline and have not had success. If you have, let me know how you did it because I would have a whole range of these in my closet if I could figure out the neckline a little bit better. But yeah, I really, really love this one. I reach for it all the time. And yes, it definitely wins for, what a pleasant surprise. The next award, the Basic Bitch Award, is for the best all-around basic. And for that, the winner is our newcomer, the Seamwork Goldie. I have worn this way too much in the time that I have made it. I haven't washed it yet. It really needs to be washed, to be honest. I think I've worn it 7 times in the last 2 weeks, and I need to give it a rest. It is, again, I pulled it out of the dirty laundry. It is covered in cat hair. I love this so much though. It is the perfect basic to me. I love that it has the little puff sleeves. It has a nice, like almost like a square, it's a U shape, but it's almost squared off because I left out the elastic here that makes it more of a sweetheart. And it makes it feel like I'm wearing a blouse, something a little bit fancier, but it's just as comfy as any t-shirt. So it wins the award for best basic. This is my basic bitch. The next award I have called Wish Come True, and that is from my very first idea of pattern to fabric to doing some hacking involved. Every step of the process just went as I expected, and then the end product is exactly what I had in mind at the beginning of the process. Sometimes you have a journey and it takes you somewhere, but sometimes you're just a satisfied customer at the end of the day. So for that, the winner is this hack of the Forget-Me-Not Natalie skirt. So I knew that I wanted a little extra give, and so I wanted to elasticate just the back of the skirt so that it would look nice and neat in the front. And then with this wool that I have used, I knew I wouldn't want that like up against my skin or sticking to my tights. So I changed the construction around quite a lot in order to have it be fully lined. And then I've got it finished with bias binding, just everything about it is just a little bit elevated. And I really made this pattern work for what I wanted and how to use it in my wardrobe. And I have worn this so much since I have made it. So yes, this is the wish come true. I have one more award to bestow before we get into the Best in Show bronze, silver, and gold medals. And that category is enemies to lovers. When you start a project and things are not going well, and it is a lot of tension, between you and the sewing, between you and the fabric and the pattern, and things are just not going great. Maybe there is an external timeline and a deadline to meet, such as a concert perhaps. The winner for the Enemies to Lovers Sewing Project 2024 is my Taylor Swift dress. This embroidered mesh was not fun to work with at all, and even worse was the silk cotton lining that I decided to use. It was such a pain, but I am so happy with the end result. It was very satisfying, just like my favorite enemies to lovers trope. So the Enemies to Lover Award, my Taylor Swift Shay Meg mashup, my Taylor Swift dress. And that brings us to Best in Show, my overall favorite for 2024. First, we have the Bronze Medal Award, and that is going to this one here, my Forget-Me-Not Helmy blouse in a Liberty cotton lawn. I shortened the sleeves on this to give it a little bit more of a poof. I used the Peter Pan collar, and it was just so dreamy. It was so fun to sew. I love sewing Forget-Me-Not patterns. They are really, really well thought out, very well constructed, and then pairing it with a Liberty cotton lawn was just fantastic. I love sewing this fabric. This is my first and only Liberty that I have done so far. Most of the time I think the prints are like not really for me, but I love this one in this kind of gold, like very earthy color. So it brings the floral, it tones down the floral, I think. So it's like a little bit more earthy, a little bit more grounded. And I love wearing this. It is so fun. Yeah, it's been one of my absolute favorites for this year. So it gets the Bronze Award for Best in Show. Our runner-up, our silver medalist, is possibly my most worn of the year, and that is my refashioned from a gift from a friend. Definitely a sewing faux pas, but absolutely a favorite. My Meg dress in this Lady McElroy cotton, not cotton, viscose challis. And yeah, I love it. It is all my colors, and I am so grateful to my friend for giving me this dress, even though I took apart all of her hard work to make something my own. Sorry, not sorry, but yeah. Silver medal. I've worn this so much. It is beautiful. I love, this is again more of an abstract floral that I think really works for me, both like color and personality wise. I love this one. I wear it like every season. Yeah, just like with sandals in the summer and then layered up with tights and boots and a cardigan in the wintertime. Silver medal, Meg dress. And here we have gold medal, best in show, my overall favorite make of 2024, this sassy, strappy Reynolds hack in a viscose satin. The viscose satin was very tricky to sew, and honestly, I have to be very careful because it does snag a lot, but whenever I want to feel cool and comfy and just really fun, this is what I put on. I wore it all through the summer with like sandals or heels when I was going out, but I've also worn it recently layered up over like a mesh turtleneck, and that was super cool. I wore it to a concert last week and definitely like was feeling myself. Yeah, I know that I will always feel good in my own skin when I put this on, and I think those kinds of garments are just so important to have in your wardrobe. So like if I was on my period or having a bad day, I know that I can like put this on and instantly feel, you know, at least like a little bit better. It's always like brightens my mood. It has like all of my favorite colors in this print, plus like some bolder, punchier colors that I don't wear so much, but in like just in the print, they are really fun, and I love it. So it was a dead stock Farm Rio that I got from a friend's D-stash, and I have a little bit more, so I'm definitely going to make something from that remnant. Hopefully we can see that a bit soon here, but yeah, best in show, gold medal, my favorite make of the year, this Helen's Closet Reynolds hack. Thank you all so much for tuning in to this year's Brie Michelle Makes Awards, where I, Brianna Michelle, have given fake awards to things that I made this year. I hope you all have had a wonderful 2024 with the things that you have been making. Please tag me below and find me on Instagram to tell me all about your favorite makes of this year. Did you have an Enemies to Lovers or an Andrea Biggest Disappointment award? What was your best in show? I'd love to know. Let me know either in the comments below, over on Instagram. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you've had a wonderful 2024 with lots of sewing and making joy, and I wish you all the best in your making journey in 2025. Good night.